What is going on, gamers? Today we are playing Star Citizen, and if you have played this game before, the chances are you've probably played the bounty hunting missions. In the regular PvE bounty hunting missions, basically most of the time you're going to be doing aerial combat, whether it's in atmosphere or not, depends on the mission you choose, but also you'll get like entrenched bounties or even bounties in caves. And then on the mercenary missions with PvE, basically you're doing ground missions where you have to use a gun, do FPS combat, and either go to a bunker and defend security or just go kill all pirates that are occupying a certain bunker. But probably the best missions you can do in this game that are never the same and ultimately are the funnest time I've had in this game are like the PvP missions where you have to go get a criminal. Now these missions show up in the bounty hunter tab for the contracts manager, and basically you have to apprehend a suspect, which is basically a player in the game who has a crime stat currently and is most likely going to go try and clear it. But overall, these fights can really go either way. You can be fighting in your ship and the guy's running away from you and you keep having the quantum travel, or you have to literally navigate and find out where he is in order to keep tracking him down. You can either fight in your ship and kill him that way, or you can fight them on the ground. And honestly, I think it's easier to fight them when they're at like a security post trying to clear their crime stat, but also that's when they're at the last point of them being a criminal and they can wipe it. So it kind of can go either way. But overall, the FPS combat against a PvP player is super fun, and sometimes they'll like to actually bait people to come and get them, and they'll maybe have more than one guy down there, and they're basically setting a trap for you and just basically baiting bounty hunters so they can go kill them in a confined area. But like I said, being a bounty hunter has got to be probably the best thing you can do in this game if you like combat and you're not just trying to have a chill time. And overall, it just gives you the best feeling as a player. But what is a terrible thing in this is when it's not terrible, but obviously it sucks as a player when the body despawns. Whether they alt F4 or not, it really doesn't matter, because I've done a lot of these PvP missions, and what happens is when you full kill them or you don't full kill them, it really doesn't matter. After like 30 seconds or 10 seconds, their bodies despawn, and it does not allow you to loot your kill, which is kind of, it's not the biggest of deals, but also if they're in a bunker and they got some of the loot boxes open, they have some decent stuff on them. And overall, you just want to be able to loot the person you just killed, right? So although it doesn't affect the gameplay itself, it is kind of a big problem when you are trying to get someone who you know might have some good stuff, or overall just because you want to loot the guy that you just killed, because it's a player. They're going to have a ton of different stuff. They're going to have different guns that you may have not seen, and overall it's just a real bummer when the body you just killed that you actually are looting to disappears on you and the inventory doesn't load. That actually happened to me once, and I've gotten used to it, and I actually thought they were just alt F4ing, but that happens in some cases. Mostly it's going to happen though when you're fighting them in a ship. But honestly, it doesn't like destroy the gameplay, right? I still have a great time, and I'm mostly going to spend my time doing this in the game, but I can see it being like super annoying for people and just like, you know, real frustrating. So it's definitely a big deal to some people, and it's definitely a problem overall across the board. And another thing that unfortunately sucks, and you'll see in this too, is that the security will actually attack you as well before, during, or after the mission. When you're at, not obviously before, but when you're in the mission and you're going after someone in a bunker and there's security down there, because a lot of people will just run past them. Honestly, the security, in my opinion, should not shoot at you and should know that you're not an enemy, and that you should be basically allowed to be down there even after you kill them, because you need to be able to loot them. But overall, the security acts like you're an enemy too, obviously because you're in a restricted area, but still there should be some kind of bypass there, and there's not. So it can be a frustrating experience as far as that goes too, if you're not kind of slick and know that and you end up dying by a security guard. It can suck. I don't think it takes away from the gameplay at all. I think if you have money and you have loot, that it makes this it really doesn't make this any problem at all. But if you're kind of more worried about loot, or this is just a big problem to you, then it's a big problem to you. But overall, the gameplay is still not affected. Probably the best thing to do in this game, hands down, is to bounty hunt players. Even though it can be frustrating, you kind of get used to it though. You get used to people running, you get used to server hopping and all that good stuff. This is the biggest problem in the game for the bounty hunters, I would say, when doing PvP, because you get to lose. Although getting a person who quantum travels 50 times away from you is very annoying, but when you don't get to loot them, you know, that's a problem. And when security's shooting you, that's a problem. But I overall like bounty hunting still, and I think you guys should still, you know, do the bounty hunting. But I'm giving you basically a forewarning on, you know, basically you're not going to be able to loot these people. Some of them you can, but some of them you can't. Actually, most of them you can't. But I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and you found it interesting, helpful, and overall, I kind of just don't want to like make it seem like you shouldn't be doing these bounty hunting missions. I want you to do them. They're fun, but it's more of like you thinking that they're just not alt F4ing and getting frustrated. Now you know the game is just kind of being dumb, but that's Star Citizen for you. But also, I've heard that it's gonna be fixed, and I would assume with persistent entities streaming and that kind of stuff, there's no way that this problem continues to happen. But overall, we'll see how it goes. But if you guys enjoyed, definitely hit the subscribe button. Check out our Twitch, we're always live and we're always posting content. But that's all I got for you guys. See you next time.